One day I will remember when that piece of music stops. Hello. Who?
I mean,
Fabulous.
Fabulous.
you'll remember when it stops.
I'd aim at some point to remember before that happens, but here we are. Fabulous, one and all. What are we talking about?
Fabulous.
Fabulous.
Fabulous. Sparkle, sparkle.
Sparkle, sparkle. Welcome to a sparkle stream, where we're all very glam and shimmery. Unfortunately, you can't see that, but, you know, it's true.
You just have to trust us. I forgot the word for trust halfway. Since I don't think you should trust me.
I mean, to be fair, English is not your first language.
Yeah.
So forgetting how words work in English makes sense. It's when Chris and I do it that it's a bit more embarrassing.
Yeah.
Doesn't help that I've spoken Dutch all afternoon, so I'm just trying to get back into English brain.
But I also just forget words and phrases in my own language as well, so
Yeah,
it's fine.
same.
I did actually
And
see
I
the.
can't remember my login.
Oh no.
I'll be anonymous pup.
An anonymous pup.
Anonymity.
Anonymity.
What a stream.
And
Hello.
Nom, 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 nom.
Yeah, if it helps, Cheap, I think I saw the Dutch word for trust today, and I've forgotten it. So.
Vertrouwen?
Trust.
That's
but-
one word for trust.
Okay, there we go. I believe you. But yeah, I was recommended a video of the band Yellow on the what's it called, the Super 2000 or whatever it's called. What's the thing? It's the thing you introduced me to, where it's just like a huge number of songs that are played, like the top, however many songs. Anyway, it's a Dutch thing.
Oh, the top 210. Sorry, my brain just fully left me for a second.
Yeah.
But yes.
But yes, there was an interview with them, and it was on that thing. And I was like, oh, I remember Cheap introducing me to that, and I watched it and it had Dutch subtitles, so I tried to follow along with those.
Oh. Yeah. How did it work out for you?
I followed a bit of it. Grammar's still the issue, I think.
Yeah, fair enough. Then again, most Dutch people aren't good at grammar.
That's by the sounds of it, you have a lot higher standards than the British education system. So
It depends. When speaking, not so much. When writing, perhaps. That's when people are really annoying about everything. But
oh,
speaking, it's just whatever the fuck you can get out of your mouth.
oh yeah,
Whatever you can manage to get out,
Yeah.
and everyone just has to deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kira. The word "of" is one that trips people up quite a lot. It seems short and simple, but there's nothing that really implies there should be an F in it.
It's very fun to talk with my Dutch friends again and just full sentences in Dutch and then suddenly just random English word in the middle of it. Not because there isn't a Dutch translation for it, but just language. I don't know.
I do that too.
I was listening to a song, the band called Paris Combo, and I was under the impression that they hadn't released any new music for a while because the lead singer died. But it turns out there was a posthumous release. They'd recorded it before she died, and released it afterwards. And I was like, oh, well, I haven't listened to that. And it's in French, so I don't understand a bloody word of it. But I like the music. It's chill. And I was listening to it, and I was like, just French words. Oh, this is very lovely French words. And then suddenly Spider-Man was mentioned. So what?
The Spider-Man.
Yeah. It was just that in English. And it's like, where did this come from?
I mean, to be fair, if they're talking about the superhero, that is their name.
Mm.
So
I mean, I get that. I get that, but also that doesn't mean anything for abroad translations. For Spider-Man, sure, Spider-Man is very well known by its normal name, but for some names, they get translated to hell.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. I've
Yep.
had it very often
Oh my.
with fandom culture of just like, oh, I wonder what, look for things of this character. What the fuck is this name? Why is it different? What? And it turns out, actually, the Dutch translation decided to translate the name.
Yeah, it's like
That's the heart.
Spin Man. Why not?
Spinmon. It sounds more like a fucking command.
Spin Man. He's a DJ.
Spinmon.
Like the round cat is round.
Around.
And they're very pleased with that fact.
Yes. Why wouldn't they?
and we are
be
also very
pleased?
pleased with the fact that the brown cat is round.
Exactly. All round.
Oops, all round.
Yeah, are we doing generators?
Yes.
I mean, unless you have another idea, Sir Parsnips.
Unless
Oh,
you finally decide something, Sir.
I have
Parsnips.
loads of ideas, but the problem is they're all equally balanced in my brain, and that doesn't help.
One day.
One day.
Yeah. Something. Words.
Look,
Brains.
prior to the stream, I made a decision as to where to sew things onto a crochet face, and I've now realised they're all wonky. So you shouldn't let me make decisions. I have to take these eyes off now.
I
Ugh.
mean, most of your wonky crochet creations are still delightful, so I think we should still let you make decisions.
Nah.
Yeah.
Mm,
You decided to make all those little critters, and they were adorable.
I will give you a rough doodle of what it is.
Also, I'm pretty sure everyone was enamored with the idea of buff squirrel, so.
Yes, Buff Squirrel was amazing. See, that guy's cute.
That's what I've made.
But it's cute.
It's a pug.
Yeah, and now you've made it again, and everyone finds it delightful.
No, it's supposed to be a
It's
specific
called-
thing, and it doesn't look like that, so it's fine.
It's called giving it character.
It already. The thing is, I'm trying to make a little crochet Kiki head, and Kiki does not have the character of being 45 degrees off.
Well, maybe
Oh,
she
fuck
should
yourself.
reconsider.
Also, actually, I should change what I drew because it's.
Xiangi.
That's more accurate. That's the next bit. Well, the next bit is to take the eyes off and put them back on again. But yeah, let's get this generator up. If people are up for that.
This is generator.
Da-ba-da-da-da-da. You don't need to be there. Whoop. I said whoop. I said whoop. Thank you.
Whoop.
It did not want to leave the screen. Off stream, the stream screen.
I like this one.
So we have the classic D&D character one.
Yes.
That
Who
due
the
to
fuck is my D&D character?
exactly. Thank you, someone else for saying that. I like to savor my application of swear words. So yeah, this is a good old classic where we just generate a character and throw it at somebody's face, and they have to draw it.
And then we have to figure out who's going first.
Yeah.
I have a
Chris
good
is going
generated
first.
one.
What? Who? What? Christy, what did you say?
I have a good generated phrase.
Oh, boo, I hope you were volunteering to go first. Ah, that means I've got to go first.
Nope.
Okay.
You're not getting out of it this time.
Boo! That's what happens when other people make decisions.
It's 2 again.
2! I mean, yeah, Kira rolled. I never did set up a bias for that, of like, if Kiro, then 2. But evidently I don't need to.
No. The bias is already there.
Why
It's
is this
always
your
true.
curse?
I mean, look at it this way, Kiro. You're never gonna crit fail.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Unless you also fail on 2s.
Yes. Depends on the system, I guess. Right, okay, I guess I'm drawing first. Christy, you have a good prompt. Let's go.
Yes. I'll post it in Discord.
Yeah, Discord.
And it is in all caps from that side.
Do. An intolerant
You have-
halfling sorcerer from a bustling city who seems to know everyone and is intolerant of them.
Also, who seems to know everyone. But he just... the idea that he doesn't. Doesn't know anyone. But
Okay,
seems like
somebody needs to
Ignore
remind
it.
me of the difference between like sorcerers and warlocks and stuff, because I always forget.
sorcerer is like they have innate powers from their bloodline.
Right, bloodline,
Yeah.
aristocracy.
So,
Got it.
so they're nepotism babies in the
Yeah.
magic scene, as it were.
Wizards learn for it. Sorcerers were born with it, and warlocks maybe it's Maple.
Warlocks have a sugar daddy.
Yeah, warlocks have a sugar daddy. And bards
already
is the
told me.
power of funny jingles.
Or insulting you.
Or insulting you.
Or insulting you with jingles.
Or both. And yeah, clerics, power of God. The power of God compels you. As do paladins, I guess. But paladins are more fighty, though they do have spells from God.
Oh yeah, these streams normally
Yes.
have music, don't they? Time for background
then-
music.
Druids commune with nature.
Yeah,
And
they
nature
turn
power?
into bears and such. And give you a berry that they can infinitely respawn.
What?
Something like that. Woof, woof. The power of God makes a suggestion. You talk to animals and such, yes. Are those all the magic classes?
Those are all the main ones.
Yeah.
You've got like a lot of different like subgroups of things. So like you've also got things like alchemists and artificers, but those are usually like sort of weird tangents off of the idea of a wizard. It's just that they're a wizard that have more physical components of their spells and things are more likely to explode.
Yeah. Wizard through the power of this gun that I made.
Thanks for something.
What did give you?
Is this
bear?
not
Thank
Farquaad?
you, bear.
If this is hair and not a helmet, this is Lord Farquaad.
The one on the right, that is a helmet. Yes, I thought it a little gaudy character to be the straight man in this situation. I can work with that. Let's go.
Let's go.
I mean, we know it can't be Farquaad on account of the fact that someone's shorter than them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just imagine these two in the city Novigrad in The Witcher 3. They would fit so perfectly. Just an intolerant city dweller.
That's another thing I need to add to my list of things to eventually stream the Witcher games.
Ooh.
Although with 1 and 2, I will need to get some mods running in them because they are pain in the ass from a gameplay perspective.
I have Witcher 3 on my PlayStation, and that's what I used to play it on. But I want it on my PC now so I can install mods. I've looked everywhere for a Jaskier mod, so it's so I can live with the games now that I've been ruined by the show. But no one's made one, so I have to make it myself, I guess.
Modding time.
First,
And
I
yes,
have to learn.
Kiro is, as far as gameplay is concerned, 3 is definitely the better of them.
2 is decent. It's just older. It's fine.
Well, I played
Although when I
the Elder Scrolls Arena, so I'm pretty sure I'll be alright with anything.
potentially,
Elder Scrolls
Um,
Arena is bad.
I will. Well, it's old.
It's the first one.
And boy, howdy, if you think the newer Elder Scrolls games are jank. I say newer Elder Scrolls game as if they've made any Elder Scrolls games since Skyrim. They just keep remaking Skyrim.
They made the Elder Scrolls Online. That's a game. I'm reliably informed.
Is there a reason for the sunglasses?
I'm trying. It feels appropriate. Someone said Nepo baby. I feel like they're trying to look cooler than they are.
Cuthbert.
I own your salary.
I don't know. I feel it's difficult for Cuthbert to try and look cooler than he is because I don't think
That's
he
as cool as
tries.
he's gonna get.
I don't know. I don't think he really has the social wherewithal to know the difference to try and do anything else. You know what I mean? Like, you know,
Yeah.
he's already a lord. What does he need to do?
That's fair enough. He's already got it made. He doesn't need to live up to whatever he's got going on.
So long as the queen at any given time does not want to chop his head off, he's doing great.
Yeah.
At least this guy has some cool shoes.
Yeah. Are you trying to up your shoe game?
Yes, with these.
Yeah. No, but it's mostly because of you drawing March as well and giving him like nice walking shoes and not your regular boots. Your classic boot. You know? I was just wondering.
The classic boot.
Yeah,
And
you
boot.
know Chris's classic boot.
Oh, they look so nice.
They look very nice. And this guy's just being an asshole to them.
Yeah. I'm just doing my job. I don't want to be a god.
Who are you?
He was just walking along the street and this guy came up and said, "Oh God, not you!" I thought, "What?"
Do you live here?
He seems to know everyone, so.
He seems to know.
But doesn't. You just know what he's heard and believe that to be true. So he seems to know them, but it's all gossip. He's in with the noble gossipers.
He does not, in fact, know everyone. What? No.
What? But he said.
But he knows everyone.
I
He's
really love
having a Groundhog Day experience. No, I think he's just an asshole.
Yeah.
the sunglasses makes it clear that it's not a Groundhog Day situation, but an asshole situation.
Exactly. Like, I've got nothing against sunglasses in general, but they're a good shorthand.
I should hope so. They're a little necessary when walking around outside.
Yeah.
And it's bright out.
I used to wear sunglasses a lot. I am now a hat convert instead. But, yeah, definitely would not begrudge people for wearing sunglasses. But you do need to understand there are risks involved. That it might, under very specific circumstances, make you look like an intolerant halfling sorcerer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I worry about that all the time, which is why I wear caps instead.
See, I'm not all that worried about it. Because while I might be short, I'm not that short.
Oh no, I'm the shortest. I love how you made this look like a guard from the first sketch so easily. Just like bit too not fitted outfit. The armor that's just enough to like make it look official. The young, clueless face.
I have an idea of what guards look like.
And you're right.
You need to find sunglasses to fit over your actual glasses. You don't really wear a cap or a hat. You should get those things that, like, ones that attach to the glasses and flip up.
Yeah.
Very 80s.
Very hard to get for a lot of glasses though.
Or, actually, Kiro, I can send you a link. So I've got some nice sunglasses that fit over my glasses and are also polarized. So Kiro, I will send you a link over so that you can see that and maybe order a pair yourself, because they are nice and they are sturdy and they fit over my glasses. And they are polarized, which means that I don't have to deal with as much glare.
If they don't
Who is
like
glaring at you?
glasses really heavy or damage them by taking them on and off or something, it's definitely better than like sunglasses. I have sunglasses with strength and regular glasses, and it's really annoying to be caught without them.
Yeah.
Who's drawing next, by the way?
I don't know. You're in charge of the schedule.
Cool. Do I'm in charge? Why did I draw first?
Because I'm your manager. Then
Oh,
get
yeah,
on
good point.
with the schedule.
Cool. Schedule time. It's time for looking at the order that we're in Discord chat, that means Cheeb's next, and I will give prompt.
Yeah, I'm last.
Also, Chris, while you were drawing, Hero gave a game suggestion for an old jank FMV game called
Ooh.
Hand of Doom.
Hand of Doom. I should look this up after I've given Cheeb a prompt.
What? No, just do it now. Not a 2. What? Impossible. Witchcraft. Burn Kira at the stake.
We're getting rather antisocial prompts here. Cheeb, your prompt is a Machiavellian dwarf warlock from a halfway house who can't stand children.
Okay.
That was a lot.
Machiavellian dwarf warlock.
What is Machiavellian?
From a
I know the
halfway
vibe.
house? What's a halfway house?
It's like an inn, right?
I thought it was like a place where you live when you don't have anywhere to live.
I thought it was literally.
Yeah, so halfway houses I've seen used in two situations, but usually it's you've got people who are like in jail or juvie, and they need some place to stay while they put themselves back together.
Or someone who's like been addicted to something, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you said that, and my first thought was teen dwarf.
My favorite.
Yeah, a little. Oh,
Oh, they're going through their edgy teen phase.
Yeah.
They warlock pact.
Made warlock pact. Can't
And they
stand
just hate
children.
kids.
Also. Yeah.
But also they are one.
But also I mean, that's the most teenager thing to do, right? It's just hate everyone that's younger than you.
And older than you. And the same
And older.
age.
That's
Everyone.
like my niece, who's 15, keeps calling people over 30 old. And she's forgetting I'm over 30. It's really funny.
When you're a kid,
I know.
anyone 2 years older than you is an adult.
I remember thinking in 7th grade, my 28-year-old teacher was old. Oh. I'm sorry, it just reminded me. It's
Yeah, no,
really
that's
makes me
fair.
smile.
Meanwhile, on the flip side, I was talking with a couple of little old ladies that I live nearby a few months back, and they went, "Oh, how old are you? Oh, you're so young!" And I'm like, "Man,
Yeah.
I'm 33."
Also, I don't know what to do with Machiavellian, because that a whole thing.
Yeah, I've actually decided I've never actually known precisely what Machiavellian means. I just had a vibe to it. Apparently, it's actually named after a guy who was just not great.
You didn't know that?
Yeah, no, I didn't know that.
I knew that.
I mean, there's no way this. Miss has given a definition, but also there's no way that this moody teen dwarf is in politics.
No.
Anyone mind saying what Myth wrote? I'm on iPad and I can't have Twitch open.
It's like scheming.
Cunning, scheming, unscrupulous, especially in politics.
Yeah.
I like scheming. Scheming's fun.
It comes from Machiavelli, who was a politician who...
This guy.
Oh god, I've read up on this guy. I should know what he was about, but I do not remember. I think he was basically... it's something about, like, tyrant rule. About, like... God. Why do I not remember these things when I need them the most?
It's
Just never
it's
had
the
that time.
taboo game rules. The moment you start hearing words, you can only think about that word, and the moment you try and pull up anything else related to that, nothing's coming up.
Yeah. Email friend.
Machiavelli believed that for a ruler, it was better to be widely feared than greatly loved.
Right, yeah. You need to be a tyrant to rule, basically.
Perfect.
Machiavelli emphasized the necessity for the methodical exercise of brute force or deceit, including extermination of entire noble families to head off any chance of a challenge. Nice guy.
Yeah, this is definitely an edgy teenager.
Where was this guy from and when?
Italy.
Italy, 1469 to 1527.
Yeah, when, divine right to rule was very much a thing.
Hmm. Oh, they won't even make eye contact.
This is one of those Wikipedia pages that is far denser than it needs to be.
It's... Yeah, I get that, but also, Machiavelli was a real, big deal in political thinking for a long time, so... Don't blame them in that regard.
I know, it's just you... A bit more use of normal words would be handy for me understanding what any of this means.
Oh, yeah.
That's you saying that. You have a huge vocabulary.
Yeah, but I don't know much about politics.
They gonna have a little beard?
I'm trying to figure out how to do a little beard. I'm not that good at facial hair.
I mean,
It is.
if they're a teen, they also might not be that good at facial hair.
Yeah.
You've really got 100% on your character when your name becomes an adjective. Yeah. Hang on a minute, my name's Crispy.
Too crispy.
Also Chibi. Both of those can be used as adjectives.
I know Chibi is wrong though, because once again, I'm
Yeah.
shorter.
Chib's normal size.
Also,
Boo!
I did actually short.
I mean, it could be an ironic nickname like Little John.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or my dad apparently picked up the nickname Mouse when he was in high school, and he is not short. He is in fact very tall.
No. I like the facial hair.
D.
It does sort of look like, though, that he's trying to make it look as fancy and cool as possible, but that's literally all he has to work with.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It grows well there, but not
really
anywhere
want
else.
They really want to be a powerful grown-up.
They really do, but it's not really working out for him.
Is that why they have what's it called? The thing that warlocks have, the devil on the
pact?
shoulder, whatever. The pact.
Yeah. They just have some kind of outreach. It's not a sugar daddy situation, it's a parental situation.
Oh god, I'm just imagining they make a warlock pack and the warlock is like, yes, okay, I now have this new new recruit that I can use to do my bidding. Oh, you're a mess. Okay, well, I guess I've now adopted this one.
Yes. I guess I'm
Go
now
do
the
your laundry.
parent of a teenager. It's not working out for me.
This is actually a dope story. Or a fun little cartoon or something.
Instead of having to convince the warlock to do jobs for you, you have to convince the warlock to not do that thing that they did not ask them to do. Do not put yourself in danger. No, do not touch that.
Why did you get involved with a cult when I told you it was handled?
You don't need to do everything for me. Ugh.
We have we now have the hood.
Yeah.
Correct.
Warlock, gotta have a hood. But also, emo teenager, gotta have a hood. There's an overlap here, okay?
And you can actually have an emo teenager again, because that's a thing again, apparently.
Oh, is it? That
Mhm.
back?
I wasn't aware of the fact that it ever stopped being a thing.
Yeah.
Well, age-wise, like, you could be an emo millennial, but I thought that since, 2008, it kind of fizzled out. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Space earrings, yeah. So somebody can come up and attach a padlock to your ears.
I love this fantasy hoodie. You've given such shape to such a squat body.
Thank you.
Sorry, I
What do
shouldn't
they
you just...
call those? Sorry.
Hmm?
We decided the silence was too much at the same time.
Well, I was just about to say, I probably shouldn't be reading dense Wikipedia articles while on stream.
Oh, you were still doing that?
a
Okay,
different
cool.
a different one this time. I was trying to, because apparently halfway house means different things in different places. In Britain,
What?
it can
Yeah.
halfway house in Britain can refer to either a pub that's like halfway between two cities, or it can refer to a place where it's like people just coming out of prison who like a sort of rehabilitational place, or people after rehab from drugs and stuff like that. There's lots of different things it can mean. Basically, an in-between location of any kind of description.
That makes sense then that you started off saying the pub thing.
Yeah. Well, there's plenty of pubs called like the halfway house and stuff like that, because they were halfway between two major places. Miss has seen this
See,
man.
if I ran into a pub called the Halfway House, I would have assumed they were making a bad joke.
I mean, in Britain, if you come across a pub called that, then they were making a bad joke 400 years ago. So
Yeah.
it's possible.
I feel like I've seen this man before.
Yeah. Miss knows.
Yeah.
You've probably seen them with their parents as they go on ski trips.
You're
So,
too cool to go
how
skiing.
don't they like children?
They just curse everyone they see.
You're gonna
Yeah,
draw a little pal?
Oh god, I'm now imagining their little devil patron just like, don't take my name in vain. Don't do that. That's rude.
It was patron. That was a word I was looking for. Yay!
Yeah.
Although, if I remember correctly, so usually the idea of is that a warlock has an infernal pact with a demon or devil, which are technically separate things in D&D. But I think you can technically also be a warlock for an archfey.
Fun.
Look, I have difficulty remembering the difference between a sorcerer and a warlock. Do you think I'm gonna know archfey?
It's the Fae.
I'm still not
That's
entirely
really
sure what that
powerful
means
fairy.
either, to be honest.
I don't either, but
You
now
give them your name and then you're without identity. That's
Oh,
the Fae.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
So what's with the names and the Fae? Because I didn't know anything about Fae lore of the internet or whatever until I started reading fanfiction, and people really want to make Jaskier from The Witcher a Fae, apparently. And now I know they have a thing about their names.
Yeah, it's very much like the Fae are essentially rules lawyers, and one of the more famous examples of that is that they like, if you come across them in the wild, they'll like ask for your name, like, will you give me your name, like very politely and such. But then when you give them your name, you've literally given them your name and all the identity that's attached to your name.
Now, that only works in English. Are there other languages where the expression's different that wouldn't work?
Probably, but like, there's usually like an equivalent of that phrasing that works in that language.
I'm intrigued as to whether or not there are like language-specific Fae shenanigans.
Oh, probably.
I've also just realised that in the little dancing October gif at the bottom, October's shirt is the same colour as the background, so their arms just disappear. It's fine, don't worry about it.
Just
What if
happens
you say
sometimes.
What if you say a Fae's name?
Well, usually they don't they don't give their names because, again, they're rules lawyers. They know their own rules.
Also, with any Fae that's powerful enough to be pulling this shit, you probably don't want to know their name.
Yeah.
You
No.
do not want that attention.
A genie's Fae? It feels like a genie would fit in that kind of general
It's
framework.
different, like, mythology. Genies are very much like Middle Eastern Persian
yeah, but I'm sure
history.
I'm sure they appear somewhere in D&D, right?
Yes, but Jinn
in
are
D&D,
a
yeah.
separate. They are a separate thing from the Fae. The Fae are from the Feywilds. Jinn are from well,
Distilleries.
it depends on the Jinn. So in D&D, they are considered different entities. But I think you are right, Chris, in the fact that Jinn are filling a similar role
Oh, yeah.
to Fae in their mythologies.
Yeah. It's very much like both Fae and genies and such are like the trickster archetype,
Yeah.
you know, in mythology.
Yay!
Pointy ears. Is this Pal?
It's not Pell. I don't draw
well-
Pell with these ears.
Yeah, I was gonna say they should be pointing down if it's Pal. So, look, I just get excited when Toddler
Much
Pal's in the
fluffier,
mix,
yes.
you know.
This is just a different toddler.
Yeah, they're not
Aw.
panels. Different toddler. Chib's good at toddlers.
I don't know
Very.
what their species is. I'm just doing whatever.
Oh, it's a
They
fantasy
look
world.
very mischievous.
I
as
mean,
well.
I figure when they're still that small, it's one of those things that. So it's actually sort of funny when all of the there was a bunch of seventh graders, 12 through 14-year-olds ish, depending on time of year, at my work last Thursday doing things, and it's like when they're that young, you just can't tell a lot of things unless they've done something on purpose with their personal style. So, like, what is the race or gender of this thing? Who knows?
Yeah, just a bundle of shenanigans at that age.
Yes.
And this
As
is a
you can
bundle of
tell.
shenanigans.
What's your gender? Chaos! But what's in your pants? A knife! No!
I know it's not the law of this guy that they don't actually like, that genuinely don't like children, but it seems to me from this that these are siblings or found siblings or something, found family,
Yes.
and they pretend they don't like the little guy, but they actually love them.
Their patron, their warlock patron, this eldritch being, is just picking up troubled youth and is just like, you're a found family now.
That's a fun idea.
Oh, that
Yeah.
is very funny though. That also does remind me. There's a series I read as a youth, the Enchanted Forest Chronicles, and in one of the stories there is a Rumpelstiltskin type character. So one of the sort of major premises with the Enchanted Forest Chronicles is it's a fairy tale-esque world that like runs on fairy tale rules, but like everyone's aware of that. So the Rumpelstiltskin type character was like, okay, I know my job is to like the thing I'm supposed to do is like do these like little deal things and like oh, if they guess my name correctly, they get to keep their kid. So he changed his name to something really simple, and people still keep getting it wrong. So he just gets the children, but also these are children of like royalty and whatnot, so their destiny or whatnot is supposed to be the like lost prince of whatever, so that they can come back as an adult and get their kingdom back rightfully from like some evil advisor that took it over in their absence, you know, the like fairy tale stuff. So it's like you gotta raise them, you gotta teach them. So he's just kind of got like this house full of like orphaned children that aren't actually orphaned because he took them because their parents couldn't guess a really simple name.
That's amazing.
And he's just raising them up until they're old enough to like go to their destinies and reclaim their kingdoms and whatnot.
So they are chaotic neutral or something?
I mean,
They're not actually bad.
that's just his job. His
Yeah.
job is to do these deal things, and it's like, but I don't really want to take the kids. That's mean. So I'll change my name to something really simple. Oh wait, these people are just really bad at figuring out what my name is.
Yeah.
Legally changed his name to something really simple, and people still can't get it.
Or a name tag,
that's
still
a good
nothing.
person right there.
Anyway, that's the dwarf.
Yay!
That's weird. Good. I like this family.
And a little guy that I just read.
I
It
think
pleases me very much.
if these two drawings are anything to go by, our theme today is we're drawing a character and then also somebody else.
Yeah.
To emphasize a point.
Right.
Character and an NPC.
Yeah. So yeah, now it's
I feel like in that picture it also would have been really easy to go the NPC is his warlock patron in the background just sort of shaking their head.
I wanted to do that too, but I'm not gonna. Listen, I don't have the time to draw an eldritch being on the stream.
You always draw an eldritch being on stream. What are you talking about?
Well,
You've
yeah.
done it
this
loads.
Not what I've already drawn to other characters. I feel like I want to give others a chance to draw.
Just draw some misty darkness and tentacles. It's fine.
Oh.
That's not eldritch
The
enough.
kid is the patron. Oh god.
That also works.
Even better, honestly. What are they? The patron. Just this little guy. It's just.
Oh god, even worse. He made a warlock deal, but the demon is a baby. So now the parent of the warlock of the demon is like, okay, cool. My child has made a demonic pact with a warlock. I guess I have another son now.
I guess I have another son. Yes, that's
Wasn't supposed to learn how to do that yet, but he just did it.
Should have never let them get into my stuff. Why do you hate kids? Have you met
Why do
my
you hate kids? Have you met my patron?
It's just like,
Oh,
who's your
even-
patron then? Points at
even
this
better.
little gremlin that's just running around town.
the dwarf thought they were getting a pact with like some big demon or whatnot, but it turns out that the demon named their son after them. So it's instead of like
Yes.
Belphamot the Great, it's Belphamot the Great Junior,
Oh,
and he missed that in the forms.
I love this lore. Amazing.
it's really cute.
Oh, beautiful.
Good shoes, by the way.
Officially in a seat. It might be.
These things just happen naturally when Chib does a doodle.
Yeah.
Just doing a doodle and whoops, OC.
Whoopsie. It's an OC now.
Speaking of characters, Chib, generate one for Ragdoll.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Where's the general? Where did the generate? There. Sure.
That's a good sign.
Your character is a sweet elf ranger from the wild who fights for undead rights.
Ooh. I like that.
There are different.
Oh dear. Sweet elfin ranger that fights for undead rights. That's really funny. I love them.
I mean, this is the most. Today is the most unique. This generator.
Well, I mean, it is just sort of throwing words together, and which sometimes means the words become nonsense. But also, since
Horses
it's
are still people too. Thank you, miss.
I mean, there are some cultures and gods and whatnot in D&D, belief systems in D&D, where that is pretty much the thing.
Justice for undead.
Not all necromancy involves taking someone's body and just using it for your own purposes.
Hashtag not all necromancers. Drinking soup from a purple-haired cowboy in a tower.
Excuse me.
What? Miss?
Oh, yeah. Stardew Valley.
Oh, oh.
See, I thought you were just describing a very weirdly shaped mug.
Yes, same.
I thought it was word vomit from a prompt.
I mean, maybe it was. Maybe that's what they made the game out of.
Oh, right. I know which scene you mean, where it goes like an acid trip. That's the one. Where the local wizard invites you to do acid with him.
I still find it fun that Stardew Valley has a local wizard.
Yes. He just lives in the forest.
I have a tower.
And
They're
after
all
that,
throwing ass.
you know all about the little guys. I know their name. Junimos? Something like that.
I mean, at least with the Junimos, like the whole premise is like we've got this farming thing going on, and like little nature spirits, it's like, okay, yeah, sure. But the fact that there is a local wizard that's just a known entity, it's like, oh yeah, it's the wizard. It's like, okay.
Yeah, you know, the local farming community's wizard.
Yeah. Jumina. Junimo? Jumina? One of the two.
Geronimo.
Geronimo. They're little guys. That's the most important. They're little guys.
Speaking of Geronimo, until you clear it up, Ragdoll, in my head, this person is scoring a basketball dunk. Because that's probably how you say that.
Trying to
Not
a sign.
It's Junimos. Knock, knock. It's Junimo.
Nah, it's Junimo.
I need to watch some of those. Rewatch some of those videos, because I need some cheering up lately, and they do that.
Oh, I'm glad.
Yeah. Good Chris videos.
All coming soon, I promise.
I have to rewatch. It's fine.
Yeah.
And apparently, I'm making one for the Hitman game we're playing at the moment. So.
Yeah. You got your work cut out for you. We're making more work for you.
There's no problem finding anything in this game.
It sort of happens
You
to
don't
you.
have to look for laughs.
I really like watching crispy videos. Usually when I'm like home alone and eating dinner and I'm just like putting on Chris. Just
Putting on the Chris.
putting on the Chris, watching Chris. And then it sounds like there's a friend.
Eating something crispy.
That sounds really sad.
Nothing sad.
We have voice chat if you want to chat.
No, it's dinner time. I'm not gonna bother you during dinner time. I'm having dinner. I just want you to talk nonsense at me and do the funny Hitman or the funny Call of Cthulhu as I eat my dinner.
I'm glad you added that qualifier at the end, because otherwise that's normally what I do. Just talk nonsense at everybody.
They're mad.
Mad. But they should be.
Yeah, there's no zombie rights.
No zombie rights, that means mad. Crims is crocheting. Chris.
Sorry, can you hear the squeaks?
I don't know. I'm not paying enough attention for that, but Mrs. calling you out.
I
feel
heard
like this-
into Sorry.
Ranger needs a little animal friend. I just need to figure out what.
Speaking of animal friends, I heard into the Discord arts and crafts stuff because I thought, oh, you posted some crochet stuff, and then there's just a bunny.
Yeah.
It looks like it could squeak.
Bunny.
It's very cute.
Bunny.
Yeah, Bunny is very cute.
Bunny.
Bunny.
Bunny, bunny, bunny.
Oh. Idea. This is not going to look great because I don't know what I'm doing, but I had an idea.
I mean,
None of us know what we're doing.
No, yeah.
This isn't gonna look great because I don't know what I'm doing. Is my life. Skeleton dog.
Yes.
Yeah.
Figure out how that works.
Figure out how whips work. I'm not gonna say that. Whatever. I didn't have a thought.
Whips? What? What about whips?
Chris,
What?
why are you bringing whips in here?
It's just, that's what I heard. Sorry, did I hallucinate Moggs being here? What's going on?
Ribs.
You mocking me with the
I'm
rolling
mocking
eyes.
you. When I speak English, I cannot roll my R's at all. This is just... I don't know what about English just makes me unable to roll my R's.
That's interesting.
I can do it normally.
I can't normally, so I thought it would be the same for you. So that's really interesting.
Yeah, no, if I just speak regular Dutch, I generally roll my R's just a little bit. And I can just, do it normally. I can exaggerate it. But when I speak English, my R's are just, non-existent.
Well, is it because you... I mean, I don't know sort of the kind of English you learn to speak, but obviously you have the difference sort of between me and Miss, for example, of my R's are more like W's and Miss's R's are more like L's. So like my R is made by as it's sort of like the front teeth on the bottom lip, almost like a R, whereas Miss's would be the tongue on the roof of the mouth. So it's two completely different ways of making an R sound. But as a consequence, you can't roll the R that I do in regular speech.
Yeah,
And then some of my R's just disappear when I talk, so...
Oh yeah, that happens as well.
Yeah. I don't really know where my... tongue is when I talk.
But this is why, for example, the red lorry, yellow lorry thing, that's not difficult for me because L's and R's aren't similar at all. Or, purple burglar alarm or whatever it is that Scottish people can't say.
Purple burglar alarm.
Purple burglar alarm.
Purple burglar.
Purple burglar.
Purple burgle.
Not an issue.
No, I don't believe I have trouble with that. It's just that I can't roll them. So I guess it is closer to...
Yeah, so maybe you're doing the
doing.
softer R. A roll of linoleum. Yes.
Roll of linoleum?
A roll of linoleum. if you try and do it with a hard R. Roll of linoleum. I'm just having trouble saying linoleum.
Linoleum, yeah. That's the hard one. No,
Aluminum.
but it is even for words that are similar, like roll and roll. When I go Dutch, it suddenly becomes harder and more guttural.
But there's also the fact that
Oh.
a lot of the guttural sounds just don't exist in English, so you just sort of switch to
Yeah.
like, let's turn those off now. I'm drunk, go home. I am home and I'm not drunk.
Yeah, and Dutch is very much like more guttural in that sense of just harsher sounds.
Yeah.
And, you know, a G that will destroy your throat if you're from the West. I'm Southern. I don't destroy my throat. I'm better than that. The West, however, they're fucking insane for saying the G that way. Welcome to things only Cheap gets. Regional differences in the Netherlands.
So, do you think it destroys the throat because you're from a place that pronounces it differently? And
Yeah,
it
it's a
doesn't
very,
actually?
like, it's one of the more obvious differences between the west of the country and the rest of it, and, like,
The West and the rest.
mostly the south, but also the rest of the country. Like, it's very obviously when you come from the west of the Netherlands, because you have the hard guttural G that will destroy your throat.
But like, do you think it destroys your throat because you're not used to it, or does it actually? My question.
I imagine if you speak it every day, it doesn't ruin your throat. Otherwise, people would say it differently.
Yeah. No, that is true, but also it does, like, it is a thing that is, like, not that great for your throat.
Well, then I don't feel so bad about not being able to do it.
But this is the nice thing of having Jeeb as a tutor for Dutch, is I can avoid things like that. Just do sort of like a H sort of sound instead.
Oh my god, Steppy!
Doing
All
a
you
little
do is
step.
steppy.
Doing a little step.
I'm doing a little march. And I will not be giving him ears because that's silly.
Yeah, but it's silly.
No earbuds.
Since when have we ever stopped doing things on here because it's silly? That's when I started doing things.
Ears are made of cartilage. They won't be on the skeleton.
Yeah, but would they be on a zombie? Would they be on an animated skeleton? Would they appropriate other bones to make little ears?
It's cute.
Appropriate little bones to make little ears.
If you're going to be made out of disconnected bones and just sort of floating around in a vague structure, you might as well have fun with it. You think if I'm turning into a skeleton, I'm not going to make a tail out of random bones I find?
Oh, longest tail.
Just have
Exactly.
fun with it.
Okay. So here's our elf ranger.
E.
And their undead familiar. Would they be on a plastic Halloween decorative skeleton? Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I've
the pinnacle of anatomical correctness.
the weird, like the funniest one I've seen, just like from a conceptual design, is it was a spider shape, which is silly for a couple of reasons. Reason number one, the spider bones are on the outside, as it were.
Easy to
Spider
steal
is
from
already a spider
Yes.
skeleton.
The dewy middle of dawn.
Easy to steal from my tail.
And also, it's like this is not where the joints go on a spider.
I haven't thought about that because I don't want to.
Yeah,
That's
fair.
reasonable.
Alright. So there we go. There's our ranger fighting for zombie rights.
Yeah, good for them.
I'm sorry, but
Well,
I
someone
like
needs to.
Now is
Yeah.
it? Oh, do I want to make it sad? No, because they got a friend. Are they fighting for zombie rights because they had like their animal companion for like years and years, and then they died and resurrected them to have them back, and people are like, no, you can't do that. And they're like, yes, I can. They're happy.
Oh.
It's like we're all happy in this situation. Why not? And that's why they're campaigning.
As the best friends.
That's cute.
So cute.
I mean, all things considered, they might be campaigning against the less scrupulous necromancers, where it's like, you can't just take people's bodies. That's rude.
Yeah.
I got
Zombies
my
are
dog
part of nature
perfectly
too. You must.
legally.
Oh, they tried
Zombies
to
are a
take the
part of
dog.
nature too.
That's it.
Respect the dead creatures. Don't just use them for your minions.
Yeah, like they tried to take the dog's bones and are like, no.
No, don't steal their bones. Someone was just like, well, they're just a skeleton. I'm like, no.
No.
Does the
Now,
dog
here's-
chew its own bones?
I was just about to say, like, does a dog chase its tail and like to get the bones?
Just buries its own tail.
No, that's too cute. Stop it at once.
Oh.
We've made some very good ideas.
Yeah. Good idea, stream.
And now it's time for more good ideas from Ragdoll
Oh
to
no.
Christy.
Or at least a very silly idea.
Exactly. You should know me by now.
So, this is an inconsiderate elf barbarian from the city post office who moonlights as a private investigator.
They got a busy life.
Um,
Barbarian post office PI. Oh, a PI who works at a post office. Now, there's some privacy issues there, but still.
Well, I mean, they're inconsiderate, so, you know.
Yeah,
that's-
exactly, yeah. They're not going
goes
to care
right
about
along.
opening your post.
Also, like, you know, in the noir genre in that era, anything was legal. If you tried hard enough. Old
I
timey
mean,
How does
even
one-
today, there's a lot of crime drama stuff where it's like, I guess the police can just do that now in this weird world.
Yeah. There's no issues there, I'm sure.
It's for drama.
Drama. Also, with like every hospital drama, was just like, I don't think that's legal, sir.
See, this is why in October Noir I made Luna a police wolf. Because it's like, how do I do this job?
What?
Perfect job for somebody who's just so tired and doesn't understand what's going on. So what's legal anymore? Am I supposed to be bribed for this? I don't know.
Just taking a bribe is like, this might as well happen. I don't think this is legal, but also...
Meanwhile, October's too innocent to know how to bribe but someone properly. It's like,
Although, interestingly, so since
Just
I
bribing
don't know if
Luna
you're
with
planning on
dog
replaying at
treats.
any point, Chris, but one of the masks you missed in Majora's Mask was the postman's hat.
I assumed there was something
And
going
the
on
post-
there, yeah.
The postman's hat lets you go through the mailboxes.
Oh, right.
So most of the time in that game, you could just like put mail in the mailbox. But if you have the postman's hat, you can take the mail from the mailbox
Oh.
because you're
That's
the
how
postman.
postmen work, I
Yeah.
guess.
It's got a hat identification camera on the front of it. Yeah, sorry, Chibi,
And
you were
yes,
going to
it
say
is
something?
indeed.
Huh, what?
Huh? Who?
I wasn't saying anything.
Okay. Then never speak again.
Wait, what?
That's not how this works.
How
That's
dare?
not how any of this works. Of course, now the question is, Are these 4 characters all in the same party?
Yes.
Because we've got a bit of a snobby sorcerer, a teenage warlock whose patron is a demonic toddler, apparently, and a elf zombie rights activist, and the postman who's going through your mail. And also, if you try and argue about them going through your mail, or I guess if you try and steal someone else's mail, good luck with that. They're a barbarian. They can punch you in the face.
Yeah.
Quick question, Ragdoll. How did your character end up with these 3?
Yeah. Mostly.
Look, I know enough people who do support work in communities. You just sort of take the hands you can get.
Right, okay.
Just walked up to like all of them and was like, "Do you support undead rights?" And they were all like, "I guess." That's good enough for them.
Like, even if you are like the most frustrating individual, if you are at the soup kitchen, you are going to be made to do something.
Mhm.
True. So it's less of a party and more of a sort of
Yeah.
goodwill charity group. The rest of our characters have been sort of suckered into doing this without realizing what's going on. It's like, oh, okay, I guess we're...
Are they all at the halfway house?
Yeah,
That's-
exactly. That's where they met.
Oh God, the teenager is probably having to do
Community
some
service.
volunteer hours. Yeah, it's community service hours. And all things considered, the sorcerer might also be needing to do community service hours because he insulted the wrong person.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Tried to feign ignorance.
And then
Of, oh
they
no,
just-
I was talking about someone else. It's like, you know everyone.
Yeah.
This is probably the case. It's like, okay, we're doing community service hours. The ranger is in charge of your community service, and we've sort of tripped our way into whatever it is the barbarian post serviceman was investigating.
Yeah. That or the barbarian postman got caught and also has to do community service.
Yeah, all of our characters have to do community service except Ragdoll's character who chose to do this.
Yeah.
That's how they met.
That seems right.
That's a fun start for a story, I think.
Mm.
Because what is community service in a fantasy world?
Well, in this case, it's advocating zombie rights, I guess.
I'm just
Taking care of your local zombies.
I'm trying to make sort of fantasy versions of existing community service, like cleaning up living graffiti or something. It keeps running away from you around the building.
Yeah. Just, mimic graffiti. You gotta watch out for that. That's a hazard.
Graffiti. Oh, graffiti mimic. That's a good idea.
I mean, that might be why the sorcerer and the warlock are on that job. It's like, we need to disenchant it before it can get cleaned off. You guys know magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, cleaning up in the graveyards. I mean, I do know there is actually in the town where I work in, there is a volunteer organization that does maintenance and whatnot of one of the local graveyards. So
Yeah.
Good quality of undead.
clean things up, make sure that the grass is mowed.
My brain completely misrepresented that sentence. It's like the grass is mowed. The grass, like, it's set to a mode of... Like, is it on dark mode, light mode?
The grass is a mode.
Hashtag grass mode.
Hashtag grass moon. So now I'm thinking that, like, because stereotypically, like, skeletons and the undead are, like, evil, like, usually seen as, like, you know, the evil lackeys and such, and I'm thinking, like, the warlock's patron's dad, or, like, parent. It's just like, yeah, go work for this zombie rights activist so my minions will be taken good care of, and then end up having to deal with a union.
Oh god, a zombie union.
This was not the plan.
I mean, clearly this particular demon is sort of interested in the well-being of the things working under them. If they're sitting here going, "Ah, crap, my child just made a pact. I guess I gotta make sure that their warlock is taken care of."
Yeah.
So, all things considered, they might be in support of the zombies getting a union.
True.
This is going to be a very silly campaign.
Very silly, yes.
Oh, I'm here for it though. I do like it when things are silly but also sincere in a weird way.
It's like kind of wholesome, but also very silly. Oh, Bear was taking it so seriously. Well,
And you can.
you can.
We're ratcheting it up. You can do both.
Yes. Terry Pratchett was very
Taken
good at
seriously,
making
yeah.
very very good at making very silly stories that make you sit there and go, "Ah, my heart, I didn't need that."
Mm-hmm.
I'm not struggling with
That
it.
actually, I mean, all things considered though, in all seriousness, the idea of, because one of the hard parts with setting up a new campaign is just figuring out why the characters are even working together for some reason.
Oh, yeah.
And the premise of you guys are all working together because you got caught doing something stupid, which also gives some wiggle room for some of your characters to be sort of gremlin-y while they're out doing good deeds. Like, your character was a mild gremlin of some sort and is now doing community service hours, and your party is the other people who are doing the community service hours and maybe the person managing your community service hours. And that's something where in fantasy world could very easily get out of hand and end up with the, well, whoops, we've eventually stumbled across a plot and now we have to save the city, I guess.
Yeah, I guess
for our
this is
community
happening
service
now.
hours.
Mm-hmm.
I think if they manage to save the city, they could probably beg out of doing the rest of their community service hours, though.
No,
Or you go for the, like, amusing ending of, like, well, thanks for, like, saving the city, but also you still got 50 hours left. So get on it.
yeah.
No,
You saved the
God.
city. You also kind of destroyed part of it in the process, so you're gonna have to sort that out.
Yeah, better get to cleaning. Don't you have people for that? You are the people we
Yeah.
have for that.
Did have the people till you wandered off and did something else.
Oh.
I'm afraid those
God,
missed
that's a
hours
fun
get doubled,
idea.
you know.
Yeah. Exactly. Yes, we have you.
Oh, this is great.
someone to do this campaign.
Let's
Wish this
round
was
up
a
some
real
people in the.
campaign I was playing.
Well, time to save all the pictures and get some DMs together. Because I mean, the fun thing is, like, a lot of your sort of traditional fantasy worlds have like things hiding in weird places. So, like, for one that a lot of us here are familiar with, Baldur's Gate. In Baldur's Gate, you just kind of go down into the sewers and then you just keep tripping over cultists. So it could be like, hey, you're picking up trash in the sewers. Whoopsie, we found a weird plot happening.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, that just reminds me of way back when when we did like a one-shot with Dark with Pippin and Stumped.
Yes.
And we were just doing
the
this stuff,
cult.
and then we suddenly found like the goose cult. And we were just like, don't know what this is about, but we kinda...
Yeah, this has nothing to do with anything that we are dealing with. It's just that the city happens to also have a goose cult in its sewers.
Yeah, that's also here, I guess. We're gonna close that door.
Like, yes, we're here because our evil overlord zombie like necromancer master sent us here for plots against another necromancer, and yes, it is indeed the case that the like governor or whatnot of the city has like some sort of deal with the other necromancer whose plans were supposed to be breaking up, but actually we've sort of ended up helping with the plans because we're stupid. But also there's a goose cult in the sewers. Just additionally.
Sometimes you just gotta have a goose cult.
Not
They
sometimes.
should cameo in this campaign
Yeah.
too. They're undead and deserve rights too. Pippin and Stumped absolutely deserve rights.
I think it should be simultaneous. I think Pippin and Stump should open the door to the goose cult. Go, this is weird. On the other side of the room, this group open the door, see Pippin and Stump there, and they're like, "You're in a goose cult?" And they're like, "No, we just got here."
We
Sure,
literally just opened this door.
sure you did.
We just came from here. We're not in a cult.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, what happened is it's like, oh, there's a secret passageway thing that in some warehouse that we might be able to use to be able to get from here over to that, like the governor's mansion or whatnot. So like we go down into the tunnels, go down the hallway, find the goose cult, and go, nah, work our way back out, and then just get some ladders and take the ladders over the wall to break
Yeah.
into the night.
Pretty much, I believe.
Am I taking too long?
No,
Oh, you're doing.
this is looking great.
Yeah.
Good posing.
I was gonna say, you're doing bloody
I'm
poses.
definitely not looking at reference.
Well, that's a shame. 'Cause
Yeah,
reference
so
is good.
still good posing.
You should look at reference. It's good.
Yeah.
References are good for you,
Yeah.
Everybody
both
take
when
5
drawing
references
and
a
when
day.
doing academic research.
Right, kids, look at your references.
5 references a day.
Keep the doctor away. Keep the... Say keep the art block away, but that's just false advertising.
I'm trying to think of an art thing that's like sounds like Doctor, but it's like, you know, like trying to draw hands or doing the second eye or something like. Is there a word? There should be a word for the frustration experienced when trying to draw hands.
Well, you've said a number of them.
Yes, and I wanted a word.
How does one do expressions?
Yes, perfect.
Yeah, like that. You just draw silly faces until one seems right.
Yep, that's pretty much it. Pretty spot on.
You
if
draw
I
a
may say
line,
so.
and then erase it, and then you draw a line, and then you erase it, and then you draw a line, and then you erase it.
Every time I have to draw a mouth.
Yeah.
Mouths never look great.
I think your mouth always looks great.
Well, as we have ascertained, there is a big difference between other people thinking your work looks good and you thinking your work looks good.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I do love this expression because he's sitting so casually and then just screaming.
Ah!
That's the face of a man who will steal your post.
That's the face of a man who has already read your post.
He knows what you've written.
Yeah, God. So the sorcerer thinks they know everyone, claims they know everyone, but this guy actually knows everything that's going on.
Oh yeah, they've read your posts specifically. Always. Just roll a post check to see if you've read this person's post. The answer is always yes.
Roll a d20, you need to roll under 21.
God, I'm also now just imagining them opening up their post bag and the zombie rights activist bard has just shoved so many leaflets in there for them to deliver. No postage stamps, just shoved them in there.
Absolutely.
You're like, this is for charity, we don't have to pay. That's not how this works.
Which, all things considered, that might be why the zombie rights activist is doing community service. It might be, like, doing this specific community service. They kept being a nuisance in public with their zombie rights activism. Because, like I said, if it's a community service thing, it means that it's like, okay, you're a gremlin, but you're not enough of a gremlin for us to, like, put you in jail. So it needs to be, like, mostly just annoying.
Yeah.
And honestly, nobody's ever made a character in a fantasy RPG who is annoying.
No.
That is... So we've stumbled upon a real original starting point here.
Yeah.
Now we try to get mouths to work. Good luck.
I guess my pen decided this should be evil.
Yes. Correct.
Sometimes character is designed in the brain, sometimes it's designed in the pen.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes those things might be linked enough that you can figure out what's going on before a line gets put on the page.
Never happened to me yet.
Oh, right. D&D don't have phones, right?
Not normal phones.
How would a D&D phone look?
Like a rune tablet and the runes rearrange.
I have an idea. What does a Bluetooth thing look like?
That Bluetooth thing?
It's a rune, the
Oh,
my
yeah.
bad.
I think it just looks sort of like a bee, but pointy.
Yeah.
This is actually the related to a guy called Bluetooth, wasn't it?
Yeah. Harold Bluetooth Hardblood.
Yeah. 10th century Danish
I
cat.
was right. It does look like a bee, but pointy.
Yeah.
Oh, the letter B. I was like,
I
that
don't
looks
really
nothing
use
like a
Bluetooth
bee.
stuff all that often, because
And bees are already pointy. They got spiky bum.
Excuse me.
Bees, they have a spiky bum.
What? Be
see, he's talking about the animal. I was talking about the letter.
Yeah.
okay, yeah. I was trying to figure out how the letter B has a spiky bum.
You're having the opposite problem I was having when Ragdoll was talking. We're just all very confused.
Whoa. It was
like what's
I
feel with?
Yes, because you draw like the line down and then you do the bump, so I guess the butt of the bee would be like the end of the line. Spiky? I don't know.
I mean, if you're drawing the letter beta instead of B, it's got that tail end of it, but yeah.
But that's not on there, so. Alternatively, it's a masquerade domino mask on a stand that's fallen over.
Masquerade.
What are you on about?
I have to have some time to process those words.
Okay, how about an angry spy? What do you guys see in the Bluetooth logo? The weirdest Rorschach test.
Well, my first thought was like a. If you look at it from the side, it kind of looks like a little cat, little cat face, with little triangle eyes, and then like the mouth, all the way up against the eyes.
I see. Okay, yeah. See, that's the orientation where I was looking at it as a domino mask on a stand.
Oh no, it's a cat.
It's a cat. Okay.
Yes, you were wrong. Actually.
Yeah. So yeah. No. Incorrect.
Incorrect. It's a cat.
Investabarian TM.
Yeah, I think this is the Investabarian. It was a investigator barbarian, right?
Yes.
Yeah. there's well, they're supposed to be working at the post office, but they've set this up in their little desk in the post office. It's like, you're not supposed to do this at work.
Yeah.
I mean, is anyone going to tell them no? They are a barbarian.
Can fire him. Unfortunately, they've also read all of the post of their superiors. So.
Yeah. Also, lighting barbarians on fire is not usually a good idea.
If this is the biggest a brush can get, I'm not sure I'm gonna.
Brushes can get bigger than that, right?
much to me right now. Don't know why.
I don't know, the glass is as big as I can get. Oh, weird. I'm just used to drawing
But
tiny,
yeah,
I
it's
suppose.
dark. Okay, done. I hope
This
it
is
didn't
as
take
big
too
as I
long.
can make the brush, so I
What?
don't know what's up.
I don't have my usual brushes because I'm not logged in.
I can pull the brush toggle all the way up to 99px, and that results in this.
Oh, I can do
This
100.
is
Haha.
not at 100 px. What?
Wow, really? Oh, do you have like?
Oh, there it goes. There it
Yeah.
goes.
Still pretty small, actually, given the size of canvas. Here's a fun fun quote from the Wikipedia page for Bluetooth. Bluetooth was only intended as a placeholder until marketing could come up with something really cool.
Well,
Marketing sucked once again.
marketing, you had one job.
Again, placeholder names. Be very, very careful, because you usually end up with them.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as I'm aware, that's how we got the design for Kirby. They just
Yeah.
needed something to work with while they were doing the like making game portion, and it's like, cool, okay, this is just sort of a placeholder. It's a circle with eyes and legs. We'll stick something better in there once we've got more of a handle of what's going on with the design, but they need something to work with. And then it just stuck.
Oh, do you know
like
what?
this circle.
But the marketing did actually come up with an alternative. Do you want to know what it was? So their cool
Mhm.
alternative to Bluetooth? It was radio wire.
Great.
Were they from the 1920s?
I was thinking the 60s.
Oh, let me just listen to my songs over the radio wire.
You're listening to the radio wire. The latest in skiffle and
Yeah, that just sounds like something that you would hear in a BioShock game.
yes.
I am done by the way. I'm just playing.
Let's listen to some music over the radio wire and then go to see some things on the picture box. Same vibe.
Apparently the only reason it was called Bluetooth instead of radio wire was they couldn't get the trademark to radio wire in time. So...
Thank goodness. for
Gee,
that.
I wonder why. That's so odd.
Radio wire
I mean,
connects
I've got
via the
some
World Wide
issues
Web.
with Bluetooth from a technology standpoint, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh yeah, it's inconsistent.
Well, there's also the problem that Bluetooth basically works by sitting there screaming at other devices saying that, hey, I'm here, which means that literally anything else can connect to it. So, Bluetooth are really easy to sort of like, we're going to get into your home system through Bluetooth devices, because they just sort of scream at every other device.
I mean, that's pretty much how I
Now,
feel in social situations.
it does mean that unlike with wireless devices, you don't need a dongle to connect them. and you can connect them to multiple devices at once. But also that same strength also is a weakness from a security standpoint. Yeah. All right.
Oh,
So we have our investigative journalist barbarian who's currently working as a
Miss has been
postman.
given a cat.
Cat. Name it cat.
do I need to roll for a prompt? I forgot about that.
Oh yeah. Do we want to do like a last quick one with all of us, or something else?
Yeah.
I guess we could.
Let's do cut the canvas in four and all
Cut the
the
canvas
info.
in whatever the 4x4 equivalent is of twain. Quain?
In Quain.
I can do a straight line, it's fine.
I mean, or we could say it's broken in twain.
No, yeah, I was gonna say this. too much flashbacks, I think. Close enough. Right, everybody get a prompt for everyone else.
Yeet.
We're gonna go up the list this time, so I'm giving one to Christy to Ragdoll, Ragdoll to Cheap to me.
Where are you going, Christy?
Wherever you're not.
Stop holding the door open for each other.
No.
No, after you.
Who am I doing a prompt
Biscuit.
for?
Oh, because Kira called them a kick. Your prompt is for me.
Oh, okay. Chris, your character is a helpful dwarf bard from a floating shanty town who hates music.
Oh god, they're a music critic.
Oh no. Vicious mockery is their only spell. They're helpful.
Oh.
They think they're helpful anyway. Christy, you have an unstable halfling fighter from the long abandoned mines who's posing as someone else.
Ooh, interesting. Chris, you have an impetuous, I don't know what that is, half-orc bard from a Young Offenders Institute who is responsible for their sister's death.
Yeah. That's for Ragdoll.
Yeah, I think that one was for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I
Okay.
gave you the one for the last one, so you give it for me.
Yeah.
So
Revenge round.
And it sounds like, Christy, you've given me someone else who is going to be part of this lovely little band of people doing civic
Yeah,
duty.
it's for the previous party.
So if you could. And
What's my prompt?
a respectful tiefling ranger from a man-made desert who is currently on probation for drunk and disorderly behavior.
Okay, so also part of the last party. Cool, got it. But respectful, though. People.
Let's see.
Am I just drawing
It is
another
half
troubled
orc
youth?
bard.
This ever-expanding group of misfits and criminals. Yeah, usually people are being analogous or exaggerative. That's not a word. When they refer to their characters as criminal. So no, that's how these characters start out.
They did a petty crime and now they're doing community service work. And during their community service work, they will accidentally happen upon some sort of weird plot, and eventually. I just realized why that looks wrong. The teeth should go the other direction for orcs. Well, I guess someone ping Dark. Tell him we have an idea for a new campaign.
Oh, don't. Dark's already got like 7 game ideas that he wants to do.
Yeah.
Also, I've just noticed our party here is a little fighter heavy. Or a little physical attacker heavy. We've only got like 2 spellcasters and neither one of them's a cleric.
Yeah.
Although, all things considered, if this is supposed to be this is your group that you're doing community service work with, and potentially the person who's leading your community service, that could always be the odd one out, is like one of the local paladins is in charge of making sure that your group goes and does the work assigned to them, and then they just get sort of dragged on with you as you fall into some weird murder plot.
Paladin chaperone, sort of.
So I guess if you were doing it as an actual campaign, you would have to figure out who is the paladin chaperone, unless you wanted to make the paladin a permanent party member NPC. Where the DM is essentially one of the party members.
Mm-hmm. Does sound more like a DM PC character.
Yeah. Though I think it could work with this situation, because if the paladin's just sort of getting dragged along with everyone else, it's not like they're going to be doing a whole lot of decision-making of stuff, of where things go.
They're very much like, well, this is your job to figure out.
That, or I would rather not go there. I guess we're going there because you're going there.
Why am I in charge of you? Oh no. What does your warlock's patron's parent have to say about that? I would say warlock's patron, but they're right here and they're causing the chaos.
I want to make a reference to a show that no one's watched, but I like the idea that this sort of paladin's a bit like there was a sitcom in Britain called Porridge, and there were two prison wardens, one of whom was really, really strict, and the other one was very nice and quite friendly and very ineffective. And I like the idea that they're like that. Just like, you know, oh, I'm going to help out these people so that they can be a boon to society, and so on and so forth. And then you've got this group of gremlins running amok, and he's like, excuse me, can we just... He didn't finish off that graffiti. Could you leave that demon just for a second? We've got... There's a quota? So that's the paladin in my brain.
Dude.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, you love watching Porridge as a kid. Good old Barraclough. But if I ever get roped into a fantasy role-playing thing, I think Paladin Barraclough is high on the list. I like the idea of that.
Oh, I don't know how to make beefy characters.
You start with a cow.
Sort of have to be.
Chris.
Yes?
Shut up.
I mean, I guess I can draw a thing of beef, but that's different than drawing someone who's beefy. Orcs don't usually have much in the way of hair, but this is a half-orc.
Mm.
And as we know from Beth, they can have a lot of hair.
Yes.
Also, it's fantasy. Do what's your wants.
True. There's a webcomic that I used to read called Dominic Deegan, where the orcs in that story do tend to have quite a bit of hair. And have a tendency of putting dye in it. So there's one character who literally is usually running around with bright pink hair.
That's
Nice.
nice.
She's delightful. She has elemental magic, and she usually dances around when she's doing it. Instruments are hard to draw. How many knobs should this have? Let's just say 4.
Fantasy instrument.
I don't play string instruments. I don't know what they're supposed to look like. I generally know what they're supposed to not look like. So, like, a friend of mine works for a company that does maintenance and repair of, like, violins and the like, and they've shown a couple images of busted up violins, and there was one posted where it's like, hey, I don't know that much about violins, but I'm pretty sure the neck is supposed to be, like, straight. Not, like, bent to the side.
Yeah. got small hands for a dwarf. It's fine.
Yeah, Kiro knows.
Loots are weird. They've got like bent back necks. It never looks right. Photographs of loots don't look right. I think drawings automatically off to a losing start.
I mean, it could be worse. Could draw hurdy-gurdy.
Depends on the hurdy-gurdy. Some hurdy-gurdies are just boxes with a handle. Obviously, if you Google image search hurdy-gurdy, you're probably going to get some nice looking ones, but you find some real cheap, simple ones out there.
I don't know how hands work, so these are just going to be nubs.
Pretty much.
I've kind of accidentally drawn Santa on his summer holiday.
What?
You heard what I said.
I mean, I did, but also, what? Just because I heard what you said doesn't mean I know what it means.
That's fair. Well, you'll find out. Yeah, I'm basically also done. How are other friends getting on?
Almost done.
Oh, the loot, yeah. I remember this whip of yours, Kira. I understand.
That loot looks like it's moonlighting as a spork.
Yeah, spork loot.
Spork loot.
The most useful object in existence. The spork loot.
I don't know if I drew the prompt, but I drew a little guy, so...
Yeah, then you worked, you did it. You did exactly what we want. I think the person on the left in Kiro's drawing is Kiro's brain thinking about the image, and the person on the right is Kiro's brain while trying to draw the image. The 2 stages of art captured perfectly right there. Correct.
We've all been there.
There's supposed to be 2 characters in a Ragdoll's image.
Oh no, I'm talking about Kiro's, the one Kiro posted in Discord.
Oh, sorry.
In Discord.
I was afraid my iPad did the thing again.
Mm-hmm.
A reasonable fear.
Oh. That's a fun loot.
And this is D&D, so they're off to find some fun loot.
Aha.
Yeah.
Loot the loot.
Loot the loot and then go do your public service hours because you've stolen someone's instrument.
Oh yeah, but now you can annoy all the other people in the community service project because you have a loot. It's like me with the ukulele.
It really has been a while since I've drawn on my iPad. That's gonna be my excuse for my drawing I actually worked very hard on.
I don't know why I need an excuse, just bad art day, it happens.
Yeah.
Bad art hands, bad brain. Everything conspiring.
Also, I don't have 50 images of reference, so...
Yeah.
Also, we're doodling among friends. Not trying
It's a doodle.
to make a final oil painting. At least I'm not, anyway.
Could've.
You're only stopping at, what, sketch number 5?
I'll have you know I only do 1 sketch for these. On top of which I do the doodle. Just 2 layers. Fine.
Are we all done? By the way?
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Zoom.
Yeah, I think so.
Zoom. Ooh.
Sheep did a cute.
He's cute.
A different cute than they usually do.
Ragdoll also did it cute.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
They're practicing very hard.
Yes.
I like how the tiefling is clearly sitting on like one of those benches that you see in cell walls, but also it looks like they're looking at the ground going, oh, I am too high up, even though their feet are clearly on the ground.
Listen, they're drunk, okay? They might be thinking that.
The character is just a fluffy tail away from misadopting them immediately.
Oh, should I give them a fluffy tail? Hold on.
I don't know,
Someone
this
who's
is
adorable
distracted with
when they're
Stardew,
drunk.
so we're fine.
Oh, they do have Satyr vibes.
There, now they have floof tail.
What the hell? Chris, how many ink pots have you drawn in your life?
Draw, I don't know, two.
They're adoptable.
It's really good. So like, looks like you just like did a yeah, that's good enough, and it looks really dang good.
I forgot to add it most of the way through. And scribble. But ye.
Also, your character also supposed to be drunk, or are they just having trouble with the sun?
They might also be drunk, frankly, they're a critic. Didn't think about it, but it's possible. Is yours who's disguised? Who are they pretending to be?
I don't know, they just have a fake mustache.
Good enough.
The sky.
They have a fake mustache and
Yeah, their disguise is that they can't grow a mustache like everyone else, so they put a fake one on, and they're pretending that it's natural.
Please.
So, miss, you can have them.
I'm allergic to fake mustaches.
Yep.
Please take care of them and their little goat. The goat is might also be drunk.
I was gonna say, how'd the goat come into this story?
I don't. I've never played a ranger. All I know is ranger is nature and like druid. They're usually associated with like having animal companions and stuff. So it was like, I don't know, what's a man-made desert animal companion? And for some reason, goat just came to mind.
I mean, yeah.
Like, I guess they have a goat now.
It's really cute because they both got horns and it's just they're adorable.
They match.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I really feel for this character sheep.
They're too high up.
Even
if
like
that's the flaw.
respectful but on probation for drunken disorderly behavior just gave me like the vibe of teen who really just thought the first time they ever did anything wrong.
No.
I think I love
They
them.
finally got convinced to like do something always
no.
like always been so good and such, and they got convinced to like party for once and immediately got caught. And they're just like, no.
That is such vibes. Oh no.
No. Miss, give them a hug.
And now they have to do community service.
Maybe they'll grow from the experience.
Remember all the other characters in the group.
That's why I doubted what I was saying.
Chomp.
Just Miss hanging onto the tail. I like Ragdoll's one, because Ragdoll's one sort of looks like they've just been, oh yeah, you're a bard, we need entertainment, here, have the lute, let's play. And they're like, I play the flute?
Why am I given a lute? What is this?
Mr. Letter.
Doesn't quite know how to hold it. Fingers are too big.
So, well, I tried blowing into it and that didn't work.
Just sort of fiddling with the knobs, going, what do these do?
What are these for?
They're like, oh, okay.
And with ours being right next to each other, Chris, it looks like that yours is giving advice? Question mark?
Constructive criticism, with constructive being very questionable.
After a series of insulting bard sequences, this is actually the first one that my character is impressed by. This interesting avant-garde approach to music, as this character tries to tune the strings incorrectly. So, well, if I twist this, the sound goes up. Is that how you play? Like, oh yes, there's something there,
Oh, just the face of him saying that.
I'm now just imagining him like take this new protege under his wing, and it's just kind of like, but yours is a dwarf and mine's a half orc, so it's just like very silly seeing them stand next to each other.
Part of the fun.
Oh, that's great.
Yours, Christy, yours reminds me of someone, and I'm trying to think who.
There's not a lot of
Well-
lines to remind you of something, so good luck.
But it does. This the hair and the moustache and the face, the kind of like
Yeah,
face. Who does it remind me of?
it does.
Well, obviously it reminds you of whoever they're disguised as.
Yeah,
exactly, yeah.
clearly.
That's how the disguise works. Everyone goes up and is like, "Oh, I know you. You're, yeah. How are you doing?" And this guy,
Yeah.
meanwhile, has no idea who that person's talking about, but is like, "Sure, yes, indeed. It's been a while." That'd be great. A disguise that makes you look like a nondescript person in the back of somebody's head.
It's the best kind of disguise.
Yeah.
Just always look like the person that you think you've met.
and you're like too embarrassed to ask, so
Like,
you can kind of get away with it.
where do I know this guy from?
So everyone's just kind of really polite and really nice, but doesn't want to inquire because they're like, "Oh no, I've forgotten who they are."
That would be an actually pretty powerful low-level disguise spell.
Yeah. There you go. There's a fun enchanted outfit for fantasy story. The fake moustache of what's his name?
The fake mustache of what's his name. Amazing.
No, please, we've forgotten what the name is. Please help.
That feels like something from the Kingdom of Loathing, doesn't it? But
Yeah, that does actually feel like it would fit into the Kingdom of Loathing. All the better.
well,
That game has some silly things.
very silly. But yes, is it
Turn layers on time.
layers?
Um,
You might want to drag yours down to the bottom, Christy.
No, leave it there.
Turn everything blue.
Turn it blue. Oh, I forgot about the little patron.
whoops. I didn't mean to move that one.
Well, that was fun.
It's underneath the grey at the moment, so
Uh,
there we go. Ooh. Not blue. Blue! Less blue. Still got those eyes staring out at you, though. Underneath the word "come on." I've heard of the expression
Very intense mailman.
I've heard of the expression of "come hither eyes." I've never heard of the expression of "come on eyes." Yeah, good things were doodled today. Maybe an entire
Yes.
cast of a fantasy RPG and or sitcom.
Yeah, both at the same time.
I mean, there's a fine line.
Yeah, true.
What are most RPGs if not
Is it come? It's gonna
improvised
happen
sitcoms?
someday.
Improvised sitcoms that sometimes get interrupted by battle.
Yeah. they're like filler
And also the
episodes.
battle might be a sitcom.
In my experience, yeah, usually.
I have been in many a fight in a tabletop game where it's just kind of like the entire time I just sort of mentally playing through yakety sax. Because that's what it feels like is going on.
But ye, thanks for doodling.
Thanks
Yes.
for doodle times.
Thank you.
We'll save these crimes.
Save the crimes. Yeah. I'll be back Tuesday morning with more March. It being March.
More March.
More March. And then also Eggman in not Amsterdam, Rotterdam. Where we
Yeah.
just try and work out how
Good old Rotterdam.
good old Rotterdam. Cheap knows it well.
Mm-hmm.
Cheap could guide us around. I mean, frankly, I know it well, given how much I played that bloody level. Hopefully they improved it. Fingers crossed. We'll find out. Or you were silent. No sorries. You do as you wish. Of the company. See you Tuesday. Yeah. Hope you had a grand time. Yeah, have a great start to the week, everybody. Thank you all for doodling with me and being lovely chat, company, friend times.
Indeed.
Yeah.
There are
Goodbye.
words somewhere. Bye, everybody.
Bye.